Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world. Welcome to my channel. My name is Meg and I am a fully qualified yoga teacher. Today is officially day 30 of my 30-day yoga challenge. I can't quite believe those words are leaving my mouth. 30 days, we've done it, we did it, amazing. I can't believe this month has gone by so quickly, right? Honestly, it has gone so unbelievably quickly. I really hope you have enjoyed this 30-day challenge, whether you've gone from day 1 all the way through to day 30, or maybe you've dipped in and out a little bit. I really hope you have enjoyed this 30-day challenge. I have really enjoyed teaching it, and I will definitely be bringing more challenges, whether it's 30 days, 1 week, whatever. I will 100% be bringing more out because I've really enjoyed doing this. Today we're going to be working on some of my favourite poses. We've done quite a few of my favourite poses in other videos of this challenge, but I'm going to really kind of pull my absolute favourites together to do that in today's class. You don't really need anything to follow along with this class. I always recommend using a good quality yoga mat onto a hard surface. This will help with grip. It will help your poses to look and feel stronger as well. You can also use blocks and straps as well if you feel like you need to. Along with this class, I am also bringing out a little podcast episode to go alongside. In this podcast episode, we're going to be looking at reflecting through the journey. We'll do a little bit of journaling and focusing on how you can continue. So if you've got into the habit of doing this every day, where you kind of go from here, so how you can continue to practice, what's going to help you to continue that practice. So if you watch this video, follow along and then have a little listen to the podcast as well, that little bonus episode. And yeah, I really hope that you have enjoyed this 30-day challenge because I have loved every single second of it. And yeah, let's get on with our very last day of this 30-day challenge. When you're ready, we will get started. We're going to take this in a few stages because some of these are going to be quite advanced, so they're going to be ones that you have to keep working on, but these are my probably my top 3 all-time favorite poses or exercises to do. I absolutely love these 3. We're going to start off with a spinal wave. I love doing spinal waves. They just make me feel really strong and fluid, and I just really enjoy doing them. Let's start in our tabletop. If you feel really confused about spinal waves, I have got a video that breaks it down, so you can always go and watch that, get a little bit more in tune and find a bit more clarity in what I'm talking about if it feels really confusing. Basically, it's your cat-cow spines, but you're moving as you do your cat-cow spines. So you'll roll forwards in your cat spine, lift and roll back in your cow spine. Forwards in your cat spine, back in your cow spine. So you can stay doing this from your tabletop, or you can lift all the way up and back and do this with bent legs in your down dog. Or you can do this with straight legs. So find what feels best for you. Easiest is on your knees. Second easiest is with a bend in your knees. The hardest is with your with straight legs in your down dog, and we'll do 5. Last one, and we'll come back into your down dog. Let's step the right foot in between the hands. We're going to come into a lunge from here, so let's take the back knee down. Walk the front foot out in front and make sure your knee is directly above your ankle. From here you can take this into a crescent lunge, so you can keep your back knee down here. We're taking the right leg either by the ear. This is slightly easier. And again, if this feels too much, just focus on maybe bringing your hands away, taking them onto the knee, or keeping them down by the foot. Depending on your flexibility and your strength, taking the hands away might not be an option, and that's absolutely fine. If you can bring the arms away, either taking them back, or maybe you can bring the right leg onto the left calf to come into your full crescent lunge. And you can do this with your back knee down or with your back knee lifted. Come into your crescent lunge. We'll hold, 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 and down. And we'll walk your right foot out to the side. So we're coming into our lizard lunge. We're going to take this potentially into an arm balance. So we're going to start to bend into the arms, and again, lizard might feel enough for you, and that's absolutely fine. I want you to hug your knee in towards your arm in your lizard lunge. We're going to flex the back toes so your back knee is lifted, and start to take your hands or your elbows down, keeping your left knee hugged up into the tricep, and slowly start to come down and lift the knee up. So we're going to take this into our flying split, but if that feels too much, you can take this really simply. You can just, so when you come into your flying split, it's almost like you're a scale. So when you come in, your knee is by your arm. As you sink down, this might be enough for you. You might want to keep your back leg down. You might be able to hover it up. Don't worry about straightening the top leg. Just focus on what feels best for you. Flying split is quite an advanced pose, but I couldn't leave it out of my favorite poses to do. And I have got a breakdown video on how you do a flying split. We'll then do the same on the other side. So we'll come into your down dog, lift up the legs, and we're going to step the left foot up to the top of the mat to come into your lunge. We'll bend into the back knee to begin with, making sure your front knee is above your ankle, and maybe bringing both arms up, back and behind. Again, if it feels too much, have the hands down by your sides. Maybe bring them on your knee, maybe bringing the arms up. Maybe you can take the left arm onto the calf, right arm comes up and back. Maybe you can gaze up towards the ceiling. Deep breaths in and out. And we'll slowly come back down. So we'll attempt to do a flying split on the opposite side. So on this side again, it might be easier for you to see with my leg facing you actually. So you might have more of an idea of what you're doing. Take this slowly. Don't put pressure on yourself. If lizard feels enough for you, and even having lizard with your back leg lifted is enough, just stick there. You want your hands to be underneath your shoulders and your back knee to be lifted up. We want to hug our left knee in towards the body and keep it sort of hugged in as you lean down and forwards and maybe pick up the leg. This is when you kind of tip like a scale, if that makes sense. So I'm not kicking my back leg up. It's not this movement. As I kind of move my weight forwards, the back leg lifts. So it is a very advanced pose, but it is absolutely one of my favorites. So maybe if it feels too much, I've got breakdowns for a flying split as well. If it feels too much, don't do it, it's fine. But my absolute favorite pose is a flying split, so that's why I had to incorporate it. And I think it's nice for you to know where you can go with these yoga poses. A lot of people think yoga is just about flexibility, and they couldn't be more wrong. There is a lot of strength work. You have to be very strong to do yoga asana, and you get stronger the more yoga asana you do, so which is the physical practice of yoga. So that's why I wanted to show a flying split. Let's finish in a puppy pose. I love puppy pose. It was one that I learnt to love because I've got very, very tight triceps, and my puppy pose is far from perfect, but it will get perfect. As time goes on, it never matters how a pose looks, it matters how it feels. So as long as you're using the right muscles and stretching the right places, it's fine. It doesn't matter if you're not in the pose. This is why we learn setup, and this is why we learn how to do things slowly rather than diving straight in. So your hands should be shoulder width apart, trying to bring your elbows down to face the mat. Chest is coming down, but then also pushing towards the legs, and your hips are anchored over your knees. We'll take a deep breath in. Exhale, let's come all the way up. Walk the hands back in towards you. We'll come into a child's pose. Rock the hips from side to side. We'll come up into a cross-leg seat. Take the hands in at heart center. We'll roll the shoulders back and down. We'll take a deep breath in and out. In and out. I want you to think of the whole month that we've had so far. I want you to think of the 30 days. I want you to take a moment to reflect here. I want you to think about something you've learned and you're learning and you're practicing. Maybe it's something you've learned about yourself. Maybe it's something you've learned as a yoga pose or a pranayama practice or a breathing practice. I want you to think of a highlight. I want you to think of a moment that you loved, really enjoyed. And I want you to take a second to be grateful and thankful for you. To thank yourself for showing up here today and every day that you've done this challenge. You've shown up for you. And we'll take a deep breath in and out. Namaste. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart for watching. Thank you for following along if you have. It means so much to me. It really does. And I really hope you enjoyed this 30-day challenge. I'm fully aware that this class was quite an intense one, quite difficult, but they are my favorite poses, and I wanted to end with that arm balance, like I said, so that you guys can see where you can go with yoga. Yoga is not just about stretching, and it never has to be boring. There are so many different directions you can go in with yoga, whether it's yoga history, philosophy, asana, so physical, pranayama, breathing techniques, meditations. There is so much that you can do with yoga. So I really, really wanted to show a different side of it. The asana, so the physical part, is not just about flexibility. It's about strength. It's about core. It's about breathing in poses. It's about meditating in uncomfortable positions. It's about stretching your mind and your body. There's so much more to it than just a bit of flexibility and a bit of stretching. So I really wanted to show, if you do carry on and you carry on your practice, where you can go with it. It does become very advanced. I am so, in the world of yoga, I am so infant, I think is the right word. I have so much to learn in asana and in every other aspect. And what's beautiful about yoga is that you can spend a lifetime learning one thing. You can spend a lifetime on one part of one thing. There is so much. Yoga is so vast. So I really hope you enjoyed today's challenge, or today's class and the whole 30-day challenge. Like I said right at the beginning, I have got a podcast episode that goes along with this. So have a little look at that, follow along. We talk about the whole journey, the whole 30-day challenge. We're looking at reflecting, a little bit of journaling. So it's worth having a little look at that after you've watched this or been through this class. I really, really hope you enjoyed today. And it's weird to say that I'm not going to see you tomorrow, but I do post nearly every day. But it's really strange to me that, we're done. We've done the 30 days. If you guys have any questions, queries, anything at all, drop me comments. Maybe send me your highlights. Maybe send me the moments that you love the most during this 30-day challenge. Maybe there's a challenge you'd like me to bring forward, like splits or handstands. These are all things that I would like to do and will be doing at some point. But if you guys have got any questions or anything that you would like, another challenge that you'd like to do, please let me know. I will absolutely love to do it for you. Yeah, if you haven't already, please subscribe, please like, please comment, share. Sending super thanks, whatever you can do, it all makes such a difference to this channel. It helps support me, it helps me bring you guys more yoga content. So thank you if you already are. It means so much to me, and I will see you again very soon. Well done, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.